cell phones at this time. Ceremony for the 178th class of the Montana Law Enforcement Officer Basic Course. My name is Brian Fisher, and I am one of the training officers for the course. At this time, will you please rise for the presenting of the colors by the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard. We will now have an invocation given by Chaplain Russ Gina of the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office.
This is always a privilege, for I realize what the men and women have agreed to, and to see the judge here that will swear them in. This is not a game, this is real. This is a devotion. If it's only a job, we'll fail. That's why we're asking you, Lord, now to be with us. That these men and women do not go into what they do without you. And we know that they need their family, and we pray for families, Lord. We pray that they will be here to help. And I pray for the departments, Lord, And I pray that each of these young members, some maybe they've never been out in the streets yet, they're just going to start the FTO, but realize it's a team effort, that they are the community. They're there swearing that they have post-certified. They realize the Constitution they will uphold, the laws they will uphold, and they will protect the innocent. We give thanks that we can come together. We can come together and celebrate this day, but we know it's just the start for them. They've done 12 weeks of intensive training. I give thanks. Ask for a blessing also on the trainers and all those that volunteer from different departments to come to help each of these men and women to be the officer they can be. I pray and I ask for each of them, please give me a 20-year commitment. We need you, and you will be the future. You will be the commander, whoever it might be, the captain, the lieutenant. So we can't do it without you, Lord. So I ask that they do not try to do this job. They do not try to go through the times that they will see without you. So we ask for that blessing now on each and every one. And all that have come here, Lord, that have driven from many places in this state to be here with us to celebrate. And we do all of it now in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Gina and the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard. At this time, I ask that we all pause for a moment of silence to honor all those officers before us that have made the ultimate sacrifice and lost their lives in their call to duty. Thank you. Would you please be seated? On behalf of the Montana Department of Justice family and members of the graduating class, we thank you for being here with us today. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the sheriffs, chiefs, and all law enforcement officers who are with us to celebrate this occasion. It's now my pleasure to introduce our special guest for today's ceremony, Attorney General Austin Knudsen, Supreme Court Justice Jim Rice, Mr. Russ Gina, and Montana DCI Administrator Brian Lockerbie. I would also like to mention the members of the Montana Law Enforcement Academy staff who without their hard work and dedication, none of this could happen. Our support staff, Ms. Deborah Murray, Mr. Steve Slocum, Mr. David Pellin, and Ms. Jessie Beeman. Our training officers, Mr. Michael Dale, Mr. Griffin Sutherland, Mr. Steve Collins, Ms. Rebecca Strait, Mr. Bruce Parks, Ms. Kelly Sherman, Ms. Kim Much, and Montana Highway Patrol Sergeant Zach Freeman. As we proceed today, we welcome friends and family members to take photographs. Please refrain from coming forward of the last row where the graduates are seated. I now ask Administrator Lockerbie to come forward for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, and thank you for attending the Montana Law Enforcement Academy's graduation ceremony for the 178th class of the Law Enforcement Officers Basic Course. The Academy exists to serve law enforcement agencies and the communities they represent by providing relevant and realistic training to effectively meet the broad range of today's public safety duties. For this class, that meant over 500 hours of training and evaluation in over 100 critical areas delivered through online, classroom, scenario, and skill-based training and activities. Every day was a bit of a new adventure, much like the careers that they have now chosen. Through sharing those experiences with them, we have come to know and appreciate each of the graduates here today. For that, I would like to thank the agencies that saw something special in hiring them, and the families who were willing to endure the many sacrifices and hardships and allowing them to be with us. I also want to thank our staff, the training officers, the admin support, our custodians, and cafeteria workers. The Academy campus is a small city with lots of moving parts and needs, If not for their commitment to bringing out the best in public safety, we would not be where we are. I have been fortunate to travel around this nation during my career, and I can guarantee you that Montana has the finest quality instructors and staff in the world. They are truly professionals who are dedicated to bringing out the best in the people you trusted us with. Please join me in a round of applause for them. Thank you. Years ago, famed anthropologist Margaret Mead was asked by a student what she considered to be the first sign of civilization in a culture. The student expected Mead to talk about fish hooks, clay pots, grinding stones, but no. Mead said the first sign of civilization in ancient culture was a femur, a thigh bone, that had been broken and then healed. She explained that in the animal kingdom, if you break your leg, you die. You can't run from danger, you can't get to the river to drink, and you can't hunt for food. You are meat for prowling beasts. No animal survives a broken leg long enough for the bone to heal. A broken femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken the time to stay with the one who fell, has bound up the wound, has carried the person to safety, and tended the person to recovery. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts, she said. We are at our best when we serve others. These weeks of training have been filled with lessons in serving others. When you choose this profession, you knew it would be about serving others. So when you graduate, when you leave today, remember the why you signed up to do this. Prior to this position, I was with the Great Falls Police Department for 31 years. A couple years after I'd left the agency and I'm here with the state, I'm at a hotel in Billings leaving for a meeting, getting off the elevator. All of a sudden, I heard somebody yell my full name, and I was not paying attention. I look up, and this guy's big, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. I said, do I know you? He said, yep, you do, and you should. You arrested me in 1984 for DUI. And I'm ready for a fight, but of course, knowing my behavior, what I said instead was, how'd that work for you? And he said, real good. I haven't had a drop to drink since. You changed my life. So remember the why it is that we do these things. I had an opportunity to visit with this class privately this week. And we talked about packing parachutes. The fact that people pack parachutes for each other, and you never know when you're going to need to pull that ripcord, and you need that parachute to open for you. Family members, you did it for some of the folks here while they were gone, while they were away. They don't know when they're going to be doing it for somebody that they pass. And in 1984, I didn't know that I'd be pulling somebody else's parachute. These things make a difference. You make a difference. We are all here to serve others. For the graduates of Law Enforcement Officer Basic Course 178, it's now my honor and extreme pleasure to inform each of you that you have met the requisites and requirements dictated by law and promulgated by rule for issuance of your diploma as certification of your completion of the Montana Law Enforcement Academy's Law Enforcement Officer Basic Course. We're confident that if you utilize the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you have acquired here, you will be able to successfully perform the tasks required of you in the delivery of services to those individuals in your care and custody. On behalf of the staff of the Academy, I would like to welcome you to Montana's public safety family. I'd like to now introduce our keynote speaker for this graduation. He's a fifth-generation Montanan who received his undergraduate degree from Montana State University, Bozeman, and his law degree from the University of Montana. I don't know which side of the bleachers he sits on at the fall football game. I guess you'll have to ask him on that one. He served 4 terms in our legislature, including 2 as Speaker of the House of Representatives. He spent nearly a decade in private practice before being elected Roosevelt County Attorney. Since he's taken office as Attorney General of Montana, he has clearly lived up to expectations by being in strong support of law enforcement and working to give us the tools we need to get a handle on the crime and our drug problem that has been growing in our state and across the nation. Montana's Attorney General Austin Knudsen.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen. Thank you for the introduction, Brian. Before I get started, I'd like to go a little off the cuff here. The Department of Justice recently has suffered a very tragic loss. The number 2 at our division, the Chief Deputy Attorney General, Kristen Hansen, passed away unexpectedly last week after a brief illness. I think Chris probably knew she was sick before a lot of us did. She'd stepped away from her duties, but she kept that very private and very close to the chest. If you knew Chris, you'd understand that's exactly who she was. But she did pass away last week. Chris was an amazing person. Chris was a veteran of the Iraq War. She was a veteran of overseas service for the Central Intelligence Agency. She was a former county prosecutor here in Montana. She was a long-time sitting legislator for the Montana State Legislature. She worked for the state auditor's office before finally agreeing, somewhat reluctantly at first, to come and help me run the Department of Justice. And she held a very special place in her heart for law enforcement. Chris oversaw all the law enforcement division activities within the Department of Justice, including the Law Enforcement Academy, which you all just graduated from. So if we could, I'd appreciate if we could just take a moment to remember former Chief Deputy Attorney General Chris Hansen. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Good morning and welcome. It's an honor to be here today with you all for the graduation of Class 178 from the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. To the instructors and the staff at the Montana Law Enforcement Academy, thank you for all the time and effort you've invested in these men and women. Thank you for imparting your experience and your wisdom to them as they embark on the noble calling of public service. Thank you also to the family and friends of today's graduates. They could not have done this without you. And they're going to need your support going forward if they're going to be the best officers that they can be. Every single person in this room has seen the impacts of the drug epidemic that's sweeping our state. The dangerous, illegal, addictive drugs coming in across the southern border like fentanyl and methamphetamine are causing a sharp increase in violent crime in our state. Fractured communities, devastated families, and individuals are left in their wake. The graduates here today have stepped up to do something about this problem, and they need our support. As Attorney General, I'm committed to working with them and their agencies to ensure they have the tools and the resources needed to start turning the tide of this crime wave in Montana. During my first year in office, I've made it a priority to get resources out of Helena and into the hands of agencies around the state to help keep their communities safe. We moved the Highway Patrol headquarters from a privately owned building here in Helena to a larger state-owned facility in Jefferson County and are putting the money that we've saved on rent to better use. Through a grant program the Department of Justice spearheaded, 24 new drug-sniffing canines will be deployed with agencies across the state, and some are already on the job getting drugs off our streets and our highways. We've eliminated redundant desk jobs here in Helena at the Department of Justice and found other new ways to get additional major crime and narcotics investigators out of Helena and out in the field in Montana where they're needed. But criminals grow bolder every day. Their networks are becoming more sophisticated. Law enforcement must meet those challenges. So I'm putting the focus of the Attorney General's office and the Department of Justice where it belongs, on upholding public safety and working with law enforcement agencies across the state to do that. You're going to go to work for various city, county, state, and tribal agencies, but you have trained together, and that's not by accident. Other states will train different types of officers separately, but that's not how we do it here in Montana. Among the states, we have one of the smallest populations spread across one of the largest geographic areas. And this has significant implications for how you all do your jobs. Whether it's finding yourself in a situation where the closest backup is another agency, or an investigation requires cross-agency collaboration. There will come a time when you work together to protect the public. And it's my hope that each of you leaves today with friendships and working relationships with your fellow law enforcement officers and your trainers and the Department of Justice that will serve you in those difficult situations. And I also hope that you continue to cultivate those partnerships that you've started. You should remember that the additional scrutiny and sometimes even hostility that you may face from the media, from politicians, special interest groups, that is not representative of the people in the communities that you serve. When Montanans see your uniform and they see that badge, they know you have their back. And as Attorney General, I want you to know that Montanans have your back, and that I and the Department of Justice have your back, because this is a state that values law enforcement, and we always will be. When you leave here today, you're going to head to your duty stations in Butte, in Bozeman, the Blackfeet Reservation, Highline, Helena, Libby, Lewistown, West Yellowstone, Webo, many other communities around our state. Some of you are going to serve in rural areas where long distances complicate response times. Others are going to be based in areas more urban that present their own unique challenges. You are all here today because you have proven you are up to these challenges. So thank you again to your families, your friends, your instructors, but most importantly, thank you for choosing a career in law enforcement in Montana. God bless you and stay safe. Thank you, folks.
At this time, thank you, Attorney General Knudsen, Administrator Lockerbie, for those comments. At this time, it is our custom to introduce officers who have achieved individual honors during their participation in the 178th class of the Law Enforcement Officer Basic Course. Attorney General Knudsen will be presenting the awards. The Jeff Douglas Health and Physical Fitness Award is given to the officer in each class that achieves the best score of the class as a whole on the Montana Physical Abilities Test. This award is given in honor of Jeff Douglas, a former Highway Patrol trooper and dedicated fitness training officer at the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. Along with this award is a tuition scholarship to attend the Academy's Law Enforcement MPAT Proctor course. The recipient of the Health and Physical Fitness Award for Class 178 is Chance Ani, Missoula Police Department. The Alan Kimmery Award is given to the officer in recognition of outstanding marksmanship by displaying excellence and the highest ranking in firearms training through marksmanship, safety, and tactical proficiency. This award is given in memory of Deputy Alan Kimmery of the Missoula County Sheriff's Office. Along with this award is a tuition scholarship to attend the Academy's Firearms Instructor course. The recipient of the Alan Kimmery Award for Basic 178 is Brianna Varner of the Billings Police Department. The Mike McCarthy Award is given to the officer in each class that exceeds in performance through mastering the skills associated with defensive tactics. This award is given in honor of Montana Law Enforcement Academy Training Officer Mike McCarthy. During Mike's distinguished career at the Academy, he served as a firearms, SWAT, and Master Defensive Tactics instructor. Among his many accomplishments is creating the policies that shape training requirement for SWAT teams statewide. Before coming to the Academy, Mike served as a deputy sheriff with the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office for over 20 years. Along with this award is a tuition scholarship for the Academy's Defensive Tactics Instructor course. The recipient of the Mike McCarthy Award for Class 178 is Bill Hicks of the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. The Jimmy Carroll Award is given to the officer in each class that has displayed outstanding scholastic achievement by obtaining the highest combined overall score in all academic areas. This award is given in memory of retired Sheriff Jimmy Carroll of the Fergus County Sheriff's Office. The recipient of the Jimmy Carroll Award for Basic 178 is Brian Williamson, Blackfeet Law Enforcement. The Glenn Janes Award is given to the officer in each class who demonstrates the highest level of proficiency in the police vehicle operations course. This award is given in honor of Trooper Glenn Janes. Trooper Janes served many years honorably as a trooper for the Montana Highway Patrol and as an adjunct driving instructor for the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. Along with this award is a tuition scholarship for the Academy's Police Vehicle Operations Instructor course. The recipient of the Glenn Janes Award for Basic 178 is Carissa Summers of the Billings Police Department. The Paul Williams Award winner is selected by their peers and given to the officer in each class who has provided great inspiration to the staff and students through their display of unwavering dedication and never-ending determination. The award is given in memory of the late Sheriff Paul Williams of the Choteau County Sheriff's Office. In Fort Benton, there is a plaque that honors Sheriff Williams, which reads, "Service above all else, except honor." The recipient of the Paul Williams Award for Basic 178 is Kevin Blagg, the Valley County Sheriff's Office. The Joe May Award winner is selected by their peers and given to the officer of each class for displaying exceptional leadership and an incredible sense of motivation. This award is given in remembrance of the late Joe May. Mr. May served as the Assistant Public Service Director for what was then known as Montana State College. He is one of several people credited with the creation of the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. The recipient of the Joe May Award for Class 178 is Brianna Varner, the Billings Police Department. The Jack Wiseman Award is given in tribute to Mr. Jack Wiseman, who served for 22 years as a training officer and administrator for the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. The winner is selected by their peers as the most outstanding officer of the class as a whole. The award is based upon the officer's display of an exceptional professionalism by demonstrating an exemplary attitude and outstanding achievement in leadership, academics, health and fitness, and survival skills. And nobody better to honor than the recipient for the Jack Wiseman Award for Class 178, Frank Frentato, Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. The Hal Vogelsang Award winner is selected by the Academy staff and given to an officer in each class who displays the highest degree of fidelity by consistently demonstrating through action and deeds the overall qualities of honor, pride, integrity, duty, loyalty, and service. This award is given in remembrance of the late Hal Vogelsang. Mr. Vogelsang served as an adjunct training officer for the Montana Law Enforcement Academy over 25 years. The recipient of the Hal Vogelsang Award for Basic 178 is Lisa Bailey, the Flathead County Sheriff's Office. For the officers of Class 178, this is the part of the ceremony you have been looking forward to for 12 weeks. The presentation of your diplomas marks the conclusion of your education and training with us and serves as the highlight of today's ceremony. It signals the end of one phase of your career and the beginning of another. I once again ask that Attorney General Knudsen present these officers their diplomas. I further ask that you hold your applause until the last officer has received their diploma. Jordan Alaperto, Great Falls Police Department. Nathaniel Ashby. Montana Highway Patrol. Chance Ani. Missoula Police Department. Lisa Bailey. Flathead County Sheriff's Office. Braden Barber. Ronan Police Department. Jordan Barfus. Montana Highway Patrol. Kathy Abar. Bozeman Police Department. Logan Bartholomew. Montana Highway Patrol. Cody Baston. Belgrade Police Department. Jacob Bay. Lake County Sheriff's Office. John Benavente. Fort Peck Tribes Law and Justice. Lucas Bighouse. Missoula Police Department. Kevin Blagg. Valley County Sheriff's Office. Joshua Bravo. Libby Police Department. Peter Broker. Gallatin County Sheriff's Office. Marie Buckfeller. Phillips County Sheriff's Office. Nathaniel Clark. Fort Peck Tribes Law and Justice. Ellie Cosgrove. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Tyler Doherty. Butte Silverbow Law Enforcement. Lucas Elander. Havre Police Department. Frank Frontato. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Caden Gallus. Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. Hunter Gamble. Flathead County Sheriff's Office. Joshua Glover. Montana Highway Patrol. Jacques Graham. Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes Fish and Game. Justin Hansen. Montana Highway Patrol. Colin Harrell. Webo County Sheriff's Office. Bill Hicks. Liberty County Sheriff's Office. Manti Jeffs. Teton County Sheriff's Office. Robert Jenkins. Missoula County Sheriff's Office. Justin Chosey. Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office. Josh Cluse. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office. Blake Kraus. Butte Silverbow Law Enforcement. John Larson. Miles City Police Department. Nick Lashinsky, Helena Police Department. Bryce Leibel, Helena Police Department. Gerard Legati, Bozeman Police Department. Dietrich Lind, Montana Highway Patrol. Jessica Lyles, Montana Highway Patrol. Michael May, Lewistown Police Department. Bogomil Mihailov, Montana Highway Patrol. Tyler Wrights, Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. Joshua Robinson, Butte Silverbow Law Enforcement. Robert Simonson, Gallatin County Sheriff's Office. Bailey Smith, Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. Sarah Stablefeld, Motor Carrier Services. Ashley Stoneburner, West Yellowstone Police Department. Carissa Summers, Billings Police Department. Zaid Swanson, Park County Sheriff's Office. Randy Talks About, Missoula Police Department. Dave Thomas, Montana Highway Patrol. Shane Turner, Cascade County Sheriff's Office. Brianna Varner, Billings Police Department. Trevor Ward, Montana Highway Patrol. Robert Whalen, Missoula Airport Authority. Thomas Wilhelm, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Brian Williamson, Blackfeet Law Enforcement. Colton Wertman. Stevensville Police Department. Congratulations to all the officers of the Law Enforcement Basic Class 178. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the class representative for Class 178, Deputy Robert Jenkins with the Missoula County Sheriff's Office.
All right, thank you for being here. Class 178 would first like to thank all the training staff. Their hours of countless instruction and dedicated to making us the best they possibly could not go unnoticed. Aside from the curriculum, they are mandated to teach us. Their personal lessons learned and mentorship will continue to guide us as we start our careers. Also, that includes to all the people behind the scenes that make every program run like clockwork. Ms. Debbie, the post administration, maintenance workers, cafeteria workers, groundkeepers who ensure the campus is operating daily and looking as nice as it does. We would also like to thank all the adjunct instructors who came out to assist with DT, firearms training, the driving course, SFSTs, and classroom instruction. So when we get back to our agencies and we see those instructors around, please extend our class gratitude to them. And Attorney General Knudsen, thanks for your kind words, sir. We all really appreciate it. And we appreciate you coming out to the firearms training to show your support of us. Saying you're a busy person is an understatement. So by you making it your priority to come out and get to know us is pretty amazing. You made it your personal journey to get to know who we are, where we were raised, and what agency we are with. We all know you were there for us and you were sincere. So seriously, thank you. And then a huge thank you to all 35 agencies that decided that all 58 of us was worth your time, money, resources that you put into getting us here. We would not be here if it wasn't for you, so we hope we don't let you down. And then last, everybody who came up to speak spoke about families. Last but not least, we would like to thank the most important part of our journey, our families, spouses, partners, children, parents, and friends. Thank you for embarking on this journey that will lead us to some of the highest and lowest points of our lives. This is a demanding career, so once you return home from work, ensure your families are at the top of your priority list. Again, thank you. And now for Class 178, we did it. 58 of us started, and all 58 of us are here right now. All of us being today didn't come without its challenges. We had the flu going around, COVID, people splitting their pants, and then hot brass down the back of your shirt that made it into the back of your underwear. All those challenges we overcame. The TOs even said one or two of us normally doesn't make it throughout the course. And I know all of us here today are from many factors that helped us along the way. Study groups were different squads, motivating each other during PT, and people outside playing games and having fun after every class. The camaraderie in this class has been like no other that I've experienced in a formal training program. We all give each other flack, but more importantly, we all give each other flack, but at the end of the day, we all know no one agency is better than the other, and more importantly, that we have each other's back. So I'm honored to say that I get to call you guys my brothers and sisters in arms. Prior to the class of each day, we had to do the pledge and prepare quotes. Quotes were a broad range, but the majority of them came down to one thing, and that's integrity. Integrity is something that can be lost in a flash, and it's difficult, if at all possible, to get back. So my advice is detach from your egos. That would allow you to see, admit, and learn from your mistakes. As we go back out to our units, let those quotes follow us and continue to assist us in improving our communities. Last thing I want to say before I go, there's 2 guarantees in life. The first one I learned a long time ago, and that's the sun will rise every day. And the second one, I think all 58 of us in here learned throughout this program, and that's troopers are going to troop. Thank you, and congratulations, Class 178.
Thank you, Deputy Jenkins. At this time, I would ask Supreme Court Justice Jim Rice to come forward to administer the Criminal Justice Code of Ethics. Traditionally, we have all law enforcement in attendance rise and affirm the Code of Ethics. Today, we will have only the law enforcement officers of Basic 178 rise and affirm the Code of Ethics, which we will allow each officer to individually state their name. I now ask the officers of Basic 178 to rise and affirm the Code of Ethics.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, class. It is a great honor today to be a part of your graduation ceremony and to administer to you the oath and code of ethics. And as I'm advised, you're going to repeat your name individually, so if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I swear or affirm as a criminal justice officer that my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect all persons against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder. And to respect the constitutional rights of all people to liberty, equality, and justice. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals. Dedicating myself before God and my chosen profession. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Thank you, Supreme Court Justice Rice. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our graduation ceremony. We thank you for being with us today on this momentous occasion. I ask that the audience remain seated until the last of these officers has been dismissed. To the graduates of Basic 178, on behalf of Attorney General Austin Knudsen, Chaplain Russ Gina, Administrator Lockerbie, and the entire MLEA staff, we wish each of you health, happiness, and success in all you do in your new careers as law enforcement professionals. Thank you.